11:30 podcast. It's Odie Breeze, baby. Dre on wheels. You know it. Now where you was when a nigga was messed up?
Where you
I
was
was
at,
on
man?
my ass. I was stuck in a tree. Ain't
Out
nobody
there
help me
fucked
out.
up.
Ain't nobody help me down. I was faded. I was drinking. I was
nobody
popping
tell
the
me
molly.
shit.
I wasn't thinking. But I'm grown.
Yo, what it do, everybody? This your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, and welcome back to a new episode of the 11:30 podcast. What's going on with everybody out there? Hope everybody enjoyed their 4th of July. I know, man, it's a crazy times though, but I hope everybody out had fun, man. We got some things we want to talk about, but before I get there though, we got the host of Conversing with Chris and Misa. He's going to be joining me later on here in the podcast via Zoom, man. We're going to chat it up about sports, about podcasting, a little bit about, each other though. But, man, it's going to be cool, man. That's Chris, man, from Conversing with Chris and Misa, joining me here this week on the 11:30 podcast. But like I was saying, man, how y'all 4th of July was, man. I hope it was great, here in the city, man. It was just, it's just one thing after another, man. It's just, we spent a whole lot of time marching. I mean, the black community spent a whole lot of time marching and everything. And, Black Lives Matter. And we sat through about an 8-minute video of a cop, a white cop, kneeling on an unarmed black man named George Floyd, and seeing him die like this, and standing up, with the unrest against police officers, and talking about defunding police officers, putting money into the community. But like I said, man, we as a black community needs to stand together. We can't say Black Lives Matter and get mad, you feel me, when a cop shoots, or do something to us. But, we got 40, 30 dudes in the black neighborhood just going to war with each other. Like, come on, I'm using this platform because, it's a powerful platform. It's a platform that can be heard around the world, man. I'm telling you, man, in this day and age, it's 2020, man. Social media is off the chain, man. But, man, the 11-year-old boy didn't deserve that, man. 11-year-old boy didn't deserve that. In Southeast, man. South fucking East. But, man, 11-year-old boy didn't deserve that, man. So, prayers go out to his family for that one, man. But our black community, man, we gotta stand up and we gotta do better, man. We can't just be doing fuck shit like that, man. Find what you good at, man. Find what, thrives you, man, and just go after it, man. Stop putting down the gun, man, for real, dog. Man, the niggas who probably was shooting had their eyes closed. Like, come on, man. This shit is crazy, man. Hey, yo, man, we gonna move on here, man. Hey, yo, to something a little entertaining, I guess, to say. Hey, yo, Kanye West, you heard of him? I'm pretty sure you have. But Kanye West, man, is running for president. Kanye is supposed to be running for the 2020 president election, though. Man, like, in his song, he said, man, wait till I get my money, right? Now, I didn't know he was going, start a clothing line, the Yeezys and everything like that, and he already hinted, that he was going to run for president, but like, come on, Kanye, really, man? Like, really? Check this out.
Just when you thought 2020 couldn't get any more wild,
I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
Kanye West is actually making good on that promise from 2015.
The world will be a better place.
On Saturday, the rapper dropped the news on Twitter, writing, "We must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision, and building our future. I am running for president of the United States. Hashtag 2020 vision."
Hey, yo, man, that's crazy, man. Kanye, man, running for president, though, like, really, though. Man, if Kanye can run for president, man, like, man, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson need to be going right up against him, man. And like I said, man, on the White House, on top of the White House, need to be a people's eyebrow. It's going to be called the People's Eyebrow White House, and it's going to be alarms. It's just going to be like sirens on the side of the White House. So each and every morning, it's just going to be like, if you smell it, good morning, DC. Something like that. I feel as though if Kanye, he come to president, you're going to have Kim Kardashian just coming out in a thong, taking selfies and shit like that. No, man, come on, man. Like, The Rock all the way, for president 2024. But man, hey yo, we gonna move on to our WTF moment of the week, and you know we keep on bringing them, man, and we gonna bring them, man. But this week's, man, is crazy. It's from Miami, man, and everybody, man, is just going crazy, man. I understand that, hey, the pandemic is, you know, it's just cutting a lot of people's pockets and paychecks, and the economy is crazy, and people anxieties and nervous systems are all off the chain right now, man. You feel me? But at this airport, man, a woman is going wild, man, in Miami, going wild, man. And the police officer standing in front of her, well, he says, man, you acting white? What does that even mean, though? But man, check this shit out right here. This is our WTF moment of the week.
I found the word. I can go back to school.
I really should. You acting like that you black. You acting like you white when you really black. Don't walk up on me for real. Hey, what you want to do?
Damn.
I really should. You acting like that you black. You acting like you white when you really black. Don't walk up on me for real. Hey, what you want to do?
Hey yo, man, did he really have to hit her like that though? Did he really have to hit like this? All I can think of in this video, it reminds me of the video where the chick was talking trash to the bus driver. I don't remember where it was at, but it was some years ago. The chick talking trash to the bus driver, man.
Somebody. You going to jail now?
Okay, what's
You
up,
going to
nigga?
jail?
Finish her.
You going to jail?
Flawless victory.
Man, the bus driver, man, he said, you know what, mother, pull this, tell me pull over real quick. Put the bus in park, man, and got up and uppercut the bitch, man. You know, excuse my language, though, but he uppercut her. Like, really, though. Like, man, he was like, man, she was acting like a man. She was talking like a man. So, like, man, I do not condone any, you know, domestic violence or men hitting women. Women hitting men neither. But, you know, everybody should keep their hands to themselves. But damn it, though, bro. The officer in that video, did he have to hit her like that? What the fuck, bro? Hey, you guys, man, we gonna move on, man. Hey, yo, man, sports, man, is, you know, seems to be making its way back, to say the least. But, yo, yesterday, Colin Kaepernick, we have heard that he signed a partnership deal with Disney that is going to be a docuseries documenting Colin Kaepernick's personal journey over the last 5 years. That's going to be pretty cool for Colin Kaepernick. He's back in the spotlight. Also, man, Patrick Mahomes. It seems like he's going to be good for a long, long time to come. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs has came to agreement on a 10-year contract deal. But man, we don't know if he's going to be winning Super Bowls 10 years to come. If my man Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens got anything to do with it, he ain't going to be, that ain't going to be happening though. That ain't going to be happening. But shout out to my man, Patrick Mahomes, man. God bless him, man. Bless us for real, man. Last week here on the 1130 podcast, man, I was talking about my guy, Bubba, who I was saying buddy in the show though, but Bubba Wallace, the NASCAR driver. And hey, I don't know really nothing about NASCAR besides they be going 100 and 200 miles per hour. That's about it though. But man, you guys heard about the story with Bubba Wallace finding the noose in his garage and shit like that, man. It was crazy. The thing that blew me was about probably like a week or two later afterwards. Now, after Bubba to get all the support from his NASCAR colleagues and everything, and they showing them solidarity and walking with him, and then NASCAR said, you know what, we got a Trump car. We got a Trump 2020 car, and we're going to have one of the other NASCAR players come out, and he's going to debut this car and drive this car. Like, I feel as though that's so the fuck backwards, man. Like, even though NASCAR is a predominantly, you know, white organization, man, they just say, you know what, buddy? Okay, we stand beside you, but, oh well, Like that's basically what that was though. Y'all gonna come out with a truck car, you know, out of all this craziness going on right now. That's what you guys gonna do. That's what you guys gonna do. Hey yo man, we got my man Chris, the host of Conversing with Chris and Misa, coming up in just a bit, but I gotta get to some shout outs, man. I gotta thank all my people out there that stay tuned and check me out, that left a comment, man. And we're gonna read some comments, man. And I got some shout outs to also give out too, man. You heard? Alright, man. Hey yo man, we got Mikey Mayhem. We talked to Connor about Chad this week. That was about a month ago. That was on the wrestling podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. If you guys don't know, the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, new episodes each Thursday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your podcasts. Yeah, man. So that's cool. That's cool. Thanks for leaving a comment out, Mikey Mayhem. I appreciate it so much, man, and I appreciate the support of Talk Pro Wrestling, man. What else we got here? The Discipline Therapy Podcast, keep pushing. Hey man, shout out to the Discipline Therapy Podcast. I appreciate it, man. You keep on pushing. R.I.P. Shad, true hero at Red's Rambling, man. That's what's up, bro. Appreciate it also. The Block is Hot Podcast. Great content. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Creative Play and Podcast. It was a great weekend. It sure was, man. It was 4th of July. I know everybody blew up them fireworks and did everything. You know, I know they did everything that they possibly could do, man. Making all that damn noise all night long, man. Dear America, shout out to Dear America. Love it, bro. I ain't finished listening. Wait a minute. You ain't finished listening yet? Well, go back and finish listening, man. Appreciate it, though. Go back and finish listening. I ain't finished listening yet, but I will listen tonight. I wish I can get you on as a guest on my show, family. Hey, man, anytime, man. If you guys want to be a guest here on the 1130 podcast, just email me, the 1130 podcast at gmail.com, man, and we can work something out, man. Also, like the 1130 podcast on Facebook, that way you can message me. Shoot me a message on Instagram at the 1130 podcast and follow me also. And also follow me on Twitter at Dre on Wheels. Thank you very, very much, though. But Edward Davis, nice podcast. Christine Rex, awesome words, especially the school system outlets for success. Most definitely, if you guys didn't see the episode that I was talking about the school systems, man, and how they really and teaches us, how they teach us to prepare us for prison, you know, throughout school, whether it's elementary, middle school, high school, man. So go check some previous episodes out. Brittany Wright, WTF. I'm pretty sure she really loved my WTF moments. Thank you, baby. Thank you. What else we got here? Triggs Ammo's podcast. My favorite of all time is Kane. Man, my favorite of all time is The Rock. You see, that's how I wanted him to be running for president if Kanye gonna run. But yeah, my favorite of all time is Rock. Appreciate the support of Talk Pro Wrestling, bro. Appreciate it. F-Trap Multimedia Flames Fire. Appreciate it, bro. Shout out to that. Shout out to 5-Trap Multimedia, man. Who we got else? Berg's World. Shout out to Berg's World. Love this episode. You're so right about the school system. Hey, man. Hey, it's crazy. Jofo Podcast. I agree with the Coca banner, man. I call bullshit. I really do. I remember that, man. Jofo Podcast, man. He was standing outside the ring. Everybody else was holding them back more so than Coca banner. So I call bullshit on that one. 2. Botox with Big Jim Podcast. First off, opening song is Raw. Hey, Zoe Breeze, they like it, man. They like it. Second, why the hell 6ix9ine got that Ariana Grande hairstyle? I don't know why, but why the hell is 6ix9ine and Akon working? Money, right? There's money. Money. Brittany Wright, once again, Christmas Tide 08. Dope episode. They can't have my arm or my leg. I'm in a wheelchair. all that goddamn salt. Yeah, hey, proud supporter. I appreciate bringing it right back. I appreciate it. Also, Triggs, Armos podcast. Shout out to them one more time, man. I hope I'm saying it right. Some of these probably I'm not saying it right at all, but I hope I am. RP Rashad Brooks, RP Rashad Brooks, man. Sad, man. Sad time right now in the country. And also, man, I want to stop and give a shout out right now, man. I want to give a shout out to the Wrestling and Heroes and Insiders podcast, aka The Whip Show. I appreciate my man Deshaun and my man Daryl, man, so much. Also, man, I want to send a shout out to Oops Caught Me Smoking podcast. I appreciate the shout out, man. If you don't know about Oops Caught Me Smoking podcast, go ahead. When you finish watching this video, head over and watch him, man. Funny guy. He get high and talk some shit, man. Also, man, I want to give a shout out to Sam Mitchell. He was a part of the 1130 podcast Talk Pro Wrestling episode this past Thursday, man. It was actually my first guest on there. It was pretty dope. If you guys haven't seen it, go over to my Facebook page. The whole video is up there. It's actually here on the YouTube channel also, and you can go listen to it also on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. But man, it was really cool to have Sam. Shout out to his podcast, Autism Rocks and Rolls podcast. He's from Southern Indiana. So it was really cool talking to him. Just putting autism awareness out there also, and hey, man, it was really cool. But you guys, man, I got a guest coming up here, man. Coming up right after this, man. We gotta get into it. We gotta set it up, man. It's my man Chris, host of Conversing with Chris and Misa, man. He's the host of Conversing with Chris and Misa. I said it twice, man. He's coming up next year on the 1130 podcast, man. Don't go nowhere, man.
I was on my ass. I was stuck in a tree. Ain't nobody help me.
Don't forget to check out the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, each and every Thursday, wherever you get your podcasts. Yo, you guys, welcome back here to the 1130 podcast. And this week, I promised you guys I was going to have a guest this week. And yes, I have him here this week. It's Chris. He's the host of Conversing with Chris and Misa. I hope I got that right.
Sir, perfect.
All right. He's from El Paso, Texas. You know, welcome, man. Chris, man, what's going on? How's everything?
How's it going, man? Thanks for letting me be a part of this podcast. Shout out to you. Shout out to all your listeners out there. Coming to you live from the 915, El Paso, Texas. I'm excited to be here, man. Let's get into it.
All right, man. Hey, 4th of July was yesterday. I was
yesterday, a few hours ago.
Yeah, how was your 4th?
It was pretty cool, man. Pretty basic. You know, out here we're a big desert town, so everybody just goes out to the desert, have a few beers, pop some fireworks, and then just kind of celebrate America. You know.
Okay. That's what's up, man. That's all cool. Well, Conversing with Chris, man. Can you tell my listeners and viewers about Conversing with Chris and the podcast?
Okay, so this podcast, guys, is actually the logo art right behind me in my Zoom background. The podcast is called Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. We started this podcast started in last September. We're about 32 episodes in at this point. A real casual podcast. We take a little bit of influence from like the Joe Rogan show, kind of having a guest on every time and interviewing them. But we kind of give it our own little flavor from being from El Paso. So it's pretty cool. You guys want to come laugh with us? Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, subscribe to our channel. We're easy to find. And that's kind of how we met, using one of these podcast pages that we're on. Yeah, definitely right, man. And whoever did your background art, man, that's pretty dope. I like that right there, man. Yeah. Shout out my boy Rico Delgado. He's my little cousin. He did the graphic for us. So if you guys need, let me know. I can reach out to him. We can get something done. All right, man. That's cool, man. Hey, we was chatting not too long ago, man. Sports, man, coming back. You a big sports fan? Yeah, dude. I love all sports. I'm even a huge soccer fan. A lot of people down here don't really fuck with soccer, but I fuck with everything: baseball, football, basketball, soccer. Pretty much any sport I'm into. Okay. Well, the NBA is coming back, man. Before, it got shut down in
March due to the whole coronavirus. Who's your team?
But okay, so I have two teams. I know some people don't like that, but being from Texas, obviously the Spurs. When I was growing up, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, the Spurs ran the West. But as I grew older and started liking more of like individual NBA players, I know everybody's probably gonna hate on me, but I'm a Warriors fan now. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. I love the Dub Nation, bro.
All right, man. Yeah, Tim Duncan. That was one of the guys I grew up, watching, and Tony Parker. You said so. You said you're a Warriors fan, but I don't think they are. Are they in the playoffs thing?
So there was 8 teams that didn't make the playoffs that were excluded because of their record. Those 8 teams are the Warriors, the Cavaliers, Timberwolves, Hawks, Pistons, Knicks, Bulls, and the Hornets. So unfortunately, the Warriors aren't there, but this was a throwaway season for us anyway. After KD left and Klay tearing his MCL or his ACL, it was just kind of a wash away season this season. So it's okay.
Yeah, my team was the Lakers, man. I see the Lakers was going all the way. I feel as though this was their year. Once LeBron got what he got, Anthony Davis.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, once he got him and everything started to click, that was going to be the chip right there. But
yeah, and that's to me, that's what I've noticed about LeBron is he needs some time to get into his wherever that team he's going to go and really get his people in there and put his puzzle pieces together before he gives you the final project. It just doesn't come together right away. A lot of people don't give LeBron a lot of credit for the things that he does, but anywhere that he goes, he turns that team into a successful NBA franchise, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that.
Well, I'm from Washington D.C. here, but I kind of like root for the Wizards. They kind of like
Wizards.
they.
I like John Wall and Bradley Beal.
They're cool.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, other than that, man, what else? What else is Chris into, man? What else you like to do for fun? I see.
Definitely. Like honestly, man, since I started this podcast, it's taken a lot of my time. But like, I'm also into like typical things like video games, hanging out with my friends, which I really haven't been able to do much because of the COVID here. But just the one thing that I'm really not into that a lot of people are into are like movies. I don't really fuck with movies or TV shows that much. But like music, I'm a huge hip hop head. I love rap. I love rock, hip hop, all sorts of music, reggae. So pretty much an open book to anything really, man.
Okay. I was going to ask you how you get into podcasting, but since you said you were a big hip hop fan, I got to hear you. Who your top 5?
Are we talking top 5 all time? Or are we talking top 5 like newer generation? You know what I mean?
What's your top 5, man? What's your top?
Okay, so for sure, top 5. Another caveat I got to throw out there: I didn't listen to a lot of hip hop when I was little. I kind of grew into it like my adolescent years. So that being said, Dr. Dre was really influential on me. So I would put him number 1. And this is going to be like top 5, but we can shuffle them around however. But let's say Dr. Dre number 1. I got to put Eminem on there, Lil Wayne. And then from the new school, J. Cole. And then I'd throw Drake in there as well for sure.
Yeah, definitely. My top 5 got to be Lil Wayne.
Yes.
And, this is like all time. So Lil Wayne, Drake, man, like I gotta say Ludacris because Ludacris is like my favorite. Like he brought me into hip hop when I was a kid. Roll Out and all that, man. That was my man right there. Who else, man? Like it's so tough. Eminem, of course, too. Like,
you mess with Jay-Z being from that part of the country?
Yeah, Jay-Z is cool. Jay-Z is cool. He wasn't never like my favorite though.
Wasn't your favorite? Okay. I like Jay-Z. I also obviously like I do like Tupac, Biggie. But I didn't grow up in that time, so it's not the same as to me my Tupac or my Biggie would be somebody like Lil Wayne, who like you said brought me into the rap culture and the rap scene. So like to me, that holds more weight than a Biggie or a Tupac. Not to discredit them at all. I mean, they're brilliant artists in their own respect, but that's kind of just how I feel about that.
Yeah, man. Cool. Well, Chris, man, sit tight real quick. I'm gonna take a quick 60-second break, and I want to ask you how you get into podcasting a little bit more, man. If that's
Do it.
with you.
When it comes to growing your podcast, it's tough to know where to start. That's why Anchor gives podcasters the tools they need to make each episode better than the last. Now, Anchor Analytics includes new stats from Spotify to help you better understand who's listening and what they like about your show. With charts that let you see how far people are making it into each episode and where they're dropping off, you can plan your podcast around the content that performs best. Hover over to see how many people are tuning into specific segments and learn what hooks your audience by comparing the average listening time across multiple episodes. Using anonymized demographic data from Spotify, take a granular look at the age and gender of your listeners to start tailoring your content or targeting new audiences. Track analytics from multiple platforms and Spotify insights. Everything you need to grow your podcast, all in one place with Anchor.
Welcome back here to the 1130 podcast. Man, I want to give a shout out to my big brother, man. Thank you for the music, man. Go to his YouTube page. That's Zodi Breeze, man. All the hot new music, DC artists. And once again, I want to welcome back Chris from the Conversing with Chris podcast with Misa. What's going on, Chris?
What's up, guys? Once again, thanks for having me on the podcast, man. I'm having a real good time with you here. Thanks a lot. Shout out to you. And then also, like you said, guys, check us out, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, available where all podcasts are found. So check us out.
Cool, man. Hey, man, I'm new to this podcasting game, and it seems like it's been, working out. For me, it was all about, I was shy in school, and of course, I'm in a wheelchair. So I was never that, standout type of guy and everything. So it was my brother who kind of like got me into, podcasting. But I saw myself, doing, stuff like this, but never knew how to, go about it. But I see a lot of people here, in the groups on YouTube also, been doing it for a while, man. So how long you been podcasting?
I'm coming up on, let me see. So we're into July now. So I'm coming up on about 9 to 10 months of podcasting. But a little backstory on my podcast. I started my podcast by myself. Originally, it was just Conversing with Chris, the podcast. And then about 16 episodes in, or like 14 episodes in, when I came across my co-host Misa, and we've been at it since then. You know what I mean? But I wanted to ask you, how did you get like inspired to actually do a podcast? Because I know, like, I'll tell you my way, but I wanted to ask you, like, what like made it click in your head, like, I'm doing a podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good question. Well, my brother came around and, he sat down and just had this, talk with me. And also I was just, having a moment, in life, what's next, what I'm gonna do and everything like that. So I knew something, was far as in media entertainment, sort of like, this was gonna be it, but just didn't know. So being in the house, just like I just was like, man, I got a lot to say and I got a lot to talk about. I'm a entertaining guy, I'm a fun guy, cool guy, to be around. And I think that's kind of like what drove me to really do it.
Yeah, I respect that, man, for sure. For me, it was kind of like I'm a huge fan of like sports podcasts. So like listening to like ESPN radio, they produce a bunch of podcasts on there. So that's where I like became a fan of podcasting. And then I kind of just thought, like, you know what, I could probably get on the mic and talk for like about an hour or so straight and, get some creative content out of it. So, and I kind of always wanted to do something like you said in like media entertainment. I used to be like, I tried to be like a rapper back in the day, and that didn't really work. But like, I was kind of opposite from you. I was never that shy person. I kind of always was like outgoing, and I kind of always like liked the attention in a weird way, like, if that makes sense. So it kind of just like led me down the road to like, okay, now here, start a podcast, and now here we are.
Yeah, I was, kind of the rap person too. I got a couple of little, little sort of hits, I guess, local hits, but or whatever. I did the little rap thing, and the
Nice.
podcasting, man. Just I like to talk also, so I was just like, man, hey, why not? You know,
Exactly. Why not? Yeah, and then I feel like and to me this is important, and I feel that like it should be important for more people, is to have a creative outlet where you can go and be yourself and say what's on your mind, and kind of not have to worry about like what other people are going to think about you. And to me, like, this is a good source of having that creative outlet. Like, I can come here and express myself. It's not the same as being like an artist in a way, like where you make music or you create paintings, but in a sense you're creating content, which to me I believe is a form of art. You know what I mean?
yeah, because before I did this podcast, and I really didn't listen to much podcasting. I say the only podcasting that I really listened to was probably some WWE podcasting. So,
Nice.
I kind of like, seeing what they were doing and sort of, try to see if I can go with the groove from there. But other than that, man, I was just, you know, hey, I was kind of new to it. So it
Yeah.
was fun and exciting. And I did a show last Thursday with a guy who had autism, on my wrestling podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And, it was great. And it actually, it was my first, interview. And, here on the main podcast, you're my, second one, but actually my first one besides my brother, So, hey, so that's dope.
That's what's up, man. I wanted to ask you real fast. You said you come out from the DC area, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure you've heard of this. Did you see how they're pressuring the Washington Redskins to change their name? What are your thoughts on that, being from that area?
Well, I'm gonna say they can change it. I really don't care, to be honest with you, because
Yeah.
of course, I'm from DC, grew up, raised here in DC, and the Redskins won the Super Bowl, I believe, in '93 or something like that. And
Yeah, early 90s, I believe. Yeah.
yeah, ever since then, they didn't do anything. They might go to a wild card game and anything like that. Here in DC, we call the Redskins like the fourth quarter losers because they'd be going good the whole game, and then the fourth quarter comes, that's it. That's it. They'll blow a whole lead, man. I'm talking about they'll blow the whole lead worse than the Falcons blew the lead against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. That's how bad it is. So
28-3.
yeah, so I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan. So that's my team right there. Even though I was mad that the Titans blew us out the playoffs last year, but hey, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, you guys have a bright future, man. You guys have a bright future with Lamar Jackson as your quarterback. So I wouldn't worry about that. You guys will be right back there next year, presuming that there is, NFL this season. To me, I don't know how they're going to pull that off. Honestly, I mean, that seems like a monumental task to try to put out an NFL season during a pandemic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely right about that. Definitely right about that.
Yeah.
Before we hit on out of here, I gotta ask you, man, are you a wrestling fan? Because I'm a big wrestling fan.
Okay, so funny thing about that, I was actually looking at some old like wrestling clips from back in the day, like WWF days.
Yeah.
You remember the Hardy Boys?
Of course, man. I remember.
Dude, I love the Hardy Boys back in the day, bro.
Yeah.
And so there was like some clips of like, how they used to have those TLC table ladders and chairs matches, and it was like the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian. I don't know if you remember that one of those matches where I think it's Jeff Hardy is hanging from like the belt in the middle of the ring, and then like Edge spears him off.
Yeah.
Crazy.
17. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Yeah, so I was a big wrestling fan growing up, dude. Like Degeneration X, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Kane, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, all those guys. But as I got older, it kind of fell off on the wrestling, man, and I haven't paid attention to it probably for the last 10 years or so.
Oh, okay. Hey, it happens, man. It happens, though.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to let my viewers know, man, before we wrap it up, man?
No, man. I want to just thank you, first of all, for allowing me to come on your podcast and giving me this platform to come on and talk to you. I just want to extend that invitation to you as well. If you ever want to hop on our podcast, Conversing with Chris and Misa, feel free, dude. We can put something together and we can do something like this, but in like a longer format. And I think for your listeners, I think you would like it. And I think you would like our podcast experience, man. I think you would have a good time with us.
Oh, cool, man. I'm pretty sure I would like it because the backdrop, man, is dope. So I gotta like it. I really gotta like it, man. Tell my viewers, man, where they can follow you at on social media and your podcast, man.
Okay, guys. So our podcasts are available where all podcasts are: Spotify, Apple Podcast, Anchor app, YouTube. We actually have a YouTube channel where we do visuals of the podcast, and we do some other like skits and stuff on there too. So you can check us out on YouTube, Conversing with Chris. All our socials are the same, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you guys go out there and check us out if you'd like.
Okay, man. I appreciate it, though. Before I get out of here, man, we was talking about hip-hop real quick, though. What do you think about Kanye West?
Dude, that's actually what I'm going to talk about on my podcast. Like, I think I have a podcast scheduled later today.
Okay.
And yeah, the Kanye West running for president. It's like, it's America, dude. It's 2020. Like, you can't put anything past this anymore. I mean, at this point, all options are on the table. Now, is he fit to be president? I would say probably not, but I don't think we've had a lot of fit presidents in the past before. So, I mean, it's kind of par for the course.
If Kanye is going to run for president, well, going up against Kanye need to be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, for real. I'd rather have The Rock as the president than Kanye. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. That'll be cool. But Conversing with Chris, man. Each and every week, what day can they find you?
Yeah, we post every week, at least once a week. And like I said, our episodes are like, we're not stealing the Joe Rogan vibe. We're just influenced by it, and we just what we do is we bring on a guest and we do a big rundown for them. We it's a segment by segment podcast, usually about an hour to an hour and a half, and it's humor based and it's really easygoing. And I think you would like it, man. Come over here and check us out. Your viewers, like I said, check us out on all podcast platforms.
Conversing with Chris and Misa. Thank you, Chris, so much for being a part of the 1130 podcast, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Anytime. I really appreciate you for this.
All right, man. Man, that was a dope interview, man. Appreciate that, Chris, man. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Anytime, man. You can come back on anytime. Like you were saying, man, I'm invited to yours, man. I'm down, man. I'm down. I gotta come see what Paso look like, man. I gotta come see, man. Viva la raza, baby. But, hey, man. Appreciate everybody, man, for joining me here this week on another episode of the 1130 podcast, man. I appreciate it, man. Before you go, hit that subscribe button at the below, man. And once again, man, don't forget to like the 1130 podcast on Facebook. Follow the 1130 podcast on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Dre on Wheels, man. And if you want to be a part of the 1130 podcast as a guest, man, then come on and talk and have fun, man. Email me, the1130podcast@gmail.com. And once again, don't forget to subscribe and follow and leave a review, man. Leave a review, man. I appreciate it. Give me a 5-star rating on Google and Apple Podcasts. The 1130 podcast each and every Thursday. It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. I appreciate my man Chris for joining me here this week, and I'm out.